G'day guys, and welcome back to another weekly live stream. So good to have so many of you in here. It is getting bigger and bigger each week. It is absolutely awesome. Definitely a highlight of my week. And I know Jason enjoys catching up with you guys as well. So it's been a great week. No gun bans this week, which is really good. So it's something that we always look forward to. In the news, no gun bans. So it's been fantastic. So please, before we start, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, please, and also you can find Jason's podcast down below and all the links to all our social medias in the description. So if you'd be kind enough after this video, also to share this video and go and check out Jason and mine different social media things so we can boost our profile and make this show a lot bigger. So before we start, I'll bring Jason in. If you could just definitely give this a thumbs up. So here we go. We'll bring Jason in. Hello, Jason. How are you?
Good, man. What's going on? Looks like we had a bit of there's a few thumbs down today. Looks like it might have been the people from last week. We had didn't we? We had a good time with a couple of trolls, or maybe 2 or 3 trolls last week. So yeah, that's a pretty good time when they come on. You know, you've made it when they come on the show. So we'll see what happens today and on this live stream. So that's very interesting. But yeah, if you could like the video, that'd be fantastic.
We'll just bring this up from JR. What did I spill on my shirt? Well, what I did spill just now was Maker's Mark. So there you go, guys. That's what that is, Maker's Mark.
I'll tell you what, guys, he was laughing about something very sinister before the show, and I think that's why he just started slopping basically drink all over his chest, because he's, as you know, guys, he's a bit rough around the edges. We've got to try and keep him in order. So I think that's why he just stuff went everywhere. You guys know what he's like. So anyway.
Jason was on the ground crying as well. We might have to tell them but not name anyone what we were laughing about.
Yeah, no, we'll keep that to ourselves. It was a bit of fun, though. We always like to have a laugh. That's what this is all about, isn't it? Having a bit of a laugh on a Wednesday and talking to the good crew here that join us on the live stream. It's good to have them here. It's like a family now, a lot of regular names and people contributing to the show. They've come on the show about, 3-4 weeks ago since we did that, but we brought several people on, and it was proved to be a bit of a winner. So,
and we are going to be doing that again. So, guys, I really hope when we do it in a couple of weeks that you guys will come on and join us live on air talking guns.
Yeah, exactly. We want to get as many people as we possibly can to have some sort of topic and get them on and talk about that. So it was good. I know people get a bit nervous. It does get a bit nerve-wracking at times. I guess we're used to it to a certain degree, but it's always a bit nerve-wracking when you go on someone else's show or you go on the American shows or whichever country you might podcast or video might be going on. So, welcome to everybody in the stream. It's going to be a good stream. We've got a good one for you today. This one's very interesting. I was just finishing up doing a bit of research on this article that we're going to be talking about today in the news and stuff, and this is just a cock-up of epic proportions. So we shouldn't be surprised with our compadres over there in WA. We know there's a lot of great shooters in WA, but Jesus Christ, man, there's some... What are you playing?
Is that's the article, and it just started playing. So.
You got to watch that because I think there's a movie or video link on that page above. It starts playing if it's not muted. So, so WA, great place, full of great shooters, but unfortunately the hierarchy within the, firearms industry meaning the police have done a bit of a cock up here. So we'll explain that around 8 p.m. tonight for our news article.
Yeah, for the people who seem to be very impatient and just want to get straight to the news article. So there has been a couple of things happen this week. Unfortunately, the Brisbane Rifle Club went down. There's a bit of a dispute being going on with committees and people, members, and unfortunately that had to close up. So I don't know about all this committee stuff, dude. Whenever you join clubs, no matter what it is, there's always seems to be some sort of problems, isn't there? Whenever you got a committee, no matter what sort of club it is, one person has an idea and the other people don't, and yeah, it's just a shame that it had to lead to that.
It's good if everyone has the same idea, which is, getting our firearms back and changing things. It's all good, like, hey, I don't mind a dictatorship within an organization, provided it's on the same trajectory that, most shooters wanted to go, which is getting their rights back, more hunting opportunities, more public land hunting opportunities, depending on, excuse me, what state you're actually in. That's what they want. They don't want, just a little bit of fluffing around the edges and so forth. They don't want that. So if someone goes in full on and they've got a great idea and their trajectory is good, then, they get full support from us as well. So I don't see the problem, but it's when you get a few of the old, not necessarily the old fuddy-duddies in there, you get a few of the young ones. They don't know any different because they didn't know the laws beforehand. And neither did I to a certain degree. I mean, I was only 15 at the time. I never had access to semi-autos and those types of things. I did later on in life, with clay target shooting and pest control and so forth. But since then, not so much.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yes, it's real shame about all that sort of thing that happened. But I guess hopefully people can learn from their mistakes.
Yeah, and we don't claim to know what goes on, but I guess at the end of the day, from what, me and Aaron were discussing this at length the other day, a bit of argy-bargy backwards and forwards on some of this stuff, and, not really argy-bargy, but just sort of having, opinions, and we sort of agreed, but, at the end of the day, I mean, what it comes down to is this club lost at the end of the day, so whatever happened, court of law saw it that whatever happened is there in the wrong. So this lady won. So whether she's a bad person, whether she's a troublemaker at the range, whether she's not, whether she is, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Who knows, But again, the court's decided, and that's what happened. So unfortunately, no more club. This is what happens when you get too many egos from too many different parties, and nobody wants to just have reasonable heads and cool off a little bit and come to a reasonable decision. People just can't let things go. I've seen this all the time in the shooting industry over the last 10 years, which sometimes results in organizations or even people taking organizations to court, spending hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then for either the person to defend themselves or the organization when, hey, wouldn't it be awesome if we just spent 200 grand, 300 grand on fighting some of these gun laws instead of fighting shooters or shooters fighting organizations? I mean, it would be so awesome, but unfortunately, we're just not seeing that.
Yeah, and there is, from what I've picked up on the internet, from reading articles and that, is happening with other clubs as well now. So, infighting and could end clubs, who knows? So it's a bit of a shame.
I mean, it's pretty sad where it comes to the end, isn't it? You basically exhausted all your member funds, which is not probably what your members want you to do. You've exhausted all their funds to fight someone, and a company goes down, or the business or range or whatever goes down anyway. Pretty sad state of affairs, to be honest.
Exactly. And talking about being a dictatorship, I think I'd be a great dictator of this country. It'd be awesome.
You definitely would be. Yeah, no doubt about it. We should keep you far away from authority. So
full autos for everyone, freedoms, open borders, cheaper booze, cheaper fuel.
What about lockdowns? Are we going to get locked down? Would you at least take Sydney out of a lockdown? Would you let us out?
There'd be no such thing as a lockdown. Borders would be open, guns for everyone. Any woke people will be immediately jailed.
Shit.
Vegans.
Any dissenting opinions will be jailed, right? Okay.
Yeah, vegans will be a mandatory prison sentence of no less than 15 years.
Yep. That's pretty funny.
If you don't drink alcohol, that will be another sentence. If you don't like a nice whiskey, that's another 20 years in prison.
Shit, I'll be doing 20 years and I don't drink the whiskey. I got absolutely plastered when I was a bit younger, probably 18. Might have been a bit before that, but for this purposes, we'll say 18. It was pretty messy. I was in Port Macquarie up the mid-north coast where my parents live now, but they didn't live there back then. We just holidayed there, and man, I got Flynn's Beach. I remember Flynn's Beach. If anyone knows Flynn's Beach in Port Macquarie, plastered on a bit of Jim Beam, 365 ml bottle, Coke can. I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't do that. That looks a bit weird, but I got plastered, and it wasn't good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think we've all been there. Actually, I was talking to a mate today about this guy I work with about getting plastered when we're young. Well, thank you very much, Andy. I kick off the super chat. Say hi to the wife. She's here tonight. Hello, Andy's wife. I do not know your name, but hello very much. Is it Gladys by any chance?
It's Mrs. Daniel Andrews. If anyone doesn't know our buddy Andy, 123477, aka Daniel Andrews from Victoria, joining us in the stream to tell us, how we're not going to have any more freedoms, or if we do get freedoms, it's an extra hour to exercise. Holy crap! It's amazing. We get an extra hour. Well, I'm not in Victoria, but people that are in Victoria, they're going to get an extra hour.
There is some major news that I'm not going to repeat on here. About the Wu flu jab. But it's been going around the internet. There's some petition, but we won't talk about that. So, guys, do a bit of research and you'll probably find it pretty easily. And we want to thank you very much, Andy, for that. And hello to Andy's wife. And Robert Beaton, $159 donation. Thank you so much. Hi, guys. Here's some catch for the watermelons. Thank you so much.
Wow. That's a great start. Well done, Robert. Robert Beatson. Give him a big shout out. Well done, Robert. Wow.
When Jason comes up here, I'll be giving him a few ciders. The
you
good
damn
stuff.
Right you will be, man. You damn good right you will be. You know what I mean?
Last time Jason came up and stayed with me for about a week, I bought him some real nice bottles of vodka he liked, and he didn't even have one single drink. He fell asleep every night about 6 o'clock on the couch.
6 o'clock. It was 6 o'clock, you idiot.
In his slippers.
How it would have been summertime. I don't even wear slippers in winter here. How would I have slippers in Queensland in summer?
Thank you very, very much for that, Robert. Really do appreciate that. And thank you very much, Lockie, our good friend Lockie. 10 minutes late. Sorry, fellas. Hope I haven't missed roll call. No roll call yet. It has not happened.
No. So, it's been a good week. I mean, lots going on. We're just all waiting to, until everyone gets the thing, if they're getting it, so we can all escape these bloody tyrants. So that's what we're going to hope is going to happen over the next couple of months. But we'll see. I'm praying I'm going to get down to the rice fields in New South Wales to shoot ducks. But who knows if that's going to happen? I mean, if I don't, it'll be the first time since 2011. Every year I go in November, just after the long weekend, or the Victorian long weekend, which is the Melbourne Cup. So I'm hoping, but hopefully by mid-October. But you never know. She's not keen on giving me any type of freedom at this stage. So we'll see what happens.
No. Okay. Well, this is something I was actually going to bring up, Jason, about...
Let me one thing first. N Salty says Jason would be a moccasins type of bloke. I don't know. What's a moccasin? Is that an American term? Is that like a...
old man sort of leather shoes?
Let's have a look.
Like boat shoes sort of things.
You're wandering around. Oh, Jesus, come on, man. Come on. Jesus Christ. Not that bad.
Hugh Hefner stuff.
Moccasins. Let me just say no. I just looked at a picture. Definitely not.
I had something really important to say before you brought that up, and I forgot what it was.
Too busy laughing and being silly.
Thank you very much, Alex. It's definitely been a fantastic follower of the show. Ammo Fund, because it's a great show. Thank you very, very much. Really do appreciate it. And Prestige Blasters. Well, we should get Prestige on. Okay, Prestige, when we do open it up to everyone, come on the show and tell us what the latest news about the Blasters and the bands and all that sort of stuff is. Get us informed. It's been very quiet up here about Blasters in Queensland. They're still legal, but they're frowned upon.
Pretty much everything's frowned upon these days. Who'd Paulo said Jason would be straight up crusty 20-year-old Ugg boots for sure. Nah, man, most of winter here, I didn't even get in a pair of long pants, to be honest. Yeah, I don't feel the cold that much, except when I go south deer hunting, then I'm freezing my bum off. So, but yeah, I mean, it's warming up now, so weather's starting to warm up, which is kind of good. Bit harder to hunt in this type of weather when it gets really hot, like the next couple of months.
Yeah, exactly. So this is what I was going to say. In the news here, we had, because I'm near the Gold Coast border in the countryside, 25,000 people from Victoria and New South Wales moving to Queensland per month here in just into Gold Coast and Brisbane. So how many of you people would, serious, how many would you actually consider getting out of Victoria and New South Wales and moving to Queensland?
Well, hang on a minute. We saw some poor bastard on the border. It was on YouTube yesterday or Facebook, one of the videos, and the guy was 1 meter opposite the line. You could barely see the line on the grass, and then they were attacking him. Then they were wrestling him on the ground and cuffing him and taking him away, or because he was 1 meter over the line. I mean, you know, again, do you really want to go from one dictator Dan to dictator Palaszczuk or Palachuk, I call her?
Well, who's been in lockdown for 10 weeks?
I love this, guys, when he says, we don't have any COVID. Just wait a couple of Daniel Andrews. Remember, hey, guys, do you remember when Daniel Andrews said 0 on his Twitter feed? Within weeks, he had hundreds. So, yeah, you can laugh it up real good, because you'll be regretting that laughing it up soon, man. I tell you. You'll be laughing out the other side of your face.
Thank you very much, Matt, as well, for the donation. Thank you very much for the super chat. No, how many of you would be considering moving up? Because a lot of shooters are coming. You can have guns that you can't have in New South Wales, like stuff like a precision rifle, PC9, 9mm, semi-auto pistol, things like that. Yeah, folding stocks, collapsible stocks, a whole array of stuff. So who would, honestly, seriously, who would consider moving up here to get out of the other states and yeah, which definitely are. I'm not standing up for Palaszczuk at all, but I'm going to say, you know, I haven't been in lockdown for 10 weeks.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. Brag it up, man. You better put a post on Twitter. Have you got a Twitter account or an Instagram account? Put it up there.
I had a Twitter account, and then I got up David Shoebridge about 5-6 years ago, and he started crying, and then Twitter said, "Oh no, you made this grown man cry." So that was into that.
Anyway, let's get into, we've got to do the proverbial. I'm scrolling back now, so sorry if we miss people. There's so many people in the stream now. We are not going to get to everybody, so it is what it is. If I read you out twice, I'm really sorry. If you weren't here from last week, well, please present your slips, your absentee slips. God, I'm scrolling back. I still can't go. All right, here we go. This is the roll call. We've got Stay Frosty joining us in the stream. Sorry, Adzi was there first. We did see him before, but that one's not showing for some reason. So that's Adzi, the PWC bloke. So he was first. I've got to give him a shout out. T-Tow 11. Yeah, nah, yeah. Welcome back to the stream. Fox 860. Who else we got there? Sorry, everyone. You guys are having a chat in the stream. So if I go quiet just for a little bit, I'm sorry, because you're all having discussions. We got CP. We've got T-Tow. Yeah, nah, you're all there. Good on yous. Oz Dreamtime Wizard. Welcome. Hashtag #1. Welcome. Who else we got here? God, you guys like to have a good chat in the stream beforehand, that's for sure. Clown_45. Welcome. Southern Star Review, who was on our stream a couple of weeks ago. He joined us live on the show. Harps 666 also with us again. I already read Southern Star Review. Aaron Johnson. We've also got Alex Lopez, who did a super chat a bit earlier. We've got Ronnie Blackhawk, Peter from the NSC. We've also got, John O'Leo Huddleston. Welcome, John O'Leo. We've got Craig Catchin. Sorry if I got that wrong, Craig. I do apologize. Dave 101-270 also joining us as well. Alex George, AHP Outdoors, which is me. We've got Jason Skinner. Haven't seen Jason before, so welcome to the stream. Ben and Lapworth. Bennon's back. We've got Epic F. We've got Who else we got there? Sorry, guys. Trying to go through. Conservative, Sniper Hunter, our long-term buddy Colin Penfold there, Lone Wolf, GK, Carbon-Based Lifeform is also back in the chat. And with Phantom HD, Sherry Richardson or Cherie Richardson. I'm not sure if I'm guessing female, Cherie. So welcome, Cherie. I haven't seen your name before. Annoying Frog. Old Probing's back. Probing does have a second name, but we're just trying to keep it PC. So Probing is back with us. Tezza Shooting Ferals, Mad Outdoors Adventures. Already read those out. Peter sat out. Welcome back, Peter. We've got Neil H. We've got Paul J. Matt Rumsey, Mrs. Andy 1234. Oh, we've got Mrs. Andy. She's got her own YouTube channel from our buddy Andy 1234777, I think it was, if I got it correct. Mick Beckers. Who else we got? Sorry, guys, just scrolling down. Sorry if I miss anyone. Tube user C1, also a regular in the chat. Our buddy Chris Miller. I did get your message, Chris. I added you on Instagram. Front Toward Enemy. Got to say, probably one of the better names, if not the best name in the stream, I got to say. I really like that one. Looking Over Hell, that's also up there as well, guys. Looking Over Hell, that's got to be up there. Dat Dank Bloke, pretty good also. Who else we got? Jay Con, we've got Robert 000. Maybe he means call the cops. Bagara HMR Operator, also another regular to the stream as well. Redneck Rumbler. That's a good one. I really like that one. Rob's Woodworking. Who else we got? Sorry, guys. Epic Flyer 889, another regular as well. I'm going to do another 20 seconds, guys. So whoever we're going to get there, quickly scroll. Rob Sweetstar. Already read Matt Rumsey. Retro 8477. Michael Montanari. Salty Skippy. Also a good name too. Camouflage. Or it's not Flage, Camouflage. Who else we got here? We got Wombat. Also a good name too. Just Wombat. Easy. Ty Fenwick. Aussie Rum Pig. Love that one too. Aussie Rum Pig. Aaron liked that because he likes rum as well. Mr. Wonderful. Who else we got? All right, 10 seconds to go. Come on, scroll. Overland 4x4 Adventure. JR. Come on. Jacob Ford. Come on. John Kerslake. Stu O'Brien. Ticker 300 WM. And I'll read a few more. MBCG. Acme Firearms. That's probably about it, guys. Captain 565. Sorry if I've missed anyone. And Ropes by Psycho. Another good name as well. So welcome, Nick McCarr, David Curte, Jaso AR15, Cameron Boyle. Yep, good to see you guys in the chat again. ADV Mark, great to see you as well. I'm reading out the people, respecting the people that have joined us on this stream. This is the nice thing to do. Do you guys, let us know in the comments. Do you like the shout out? Is it too long? Should I go a bit shorter? What do I do? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think about it. I thought you guys liked the roll call. You're always talking about it. So
anyway. Roll call is good. We gotta say thank you to everyone who makes the show possible. Without you guys, we don't have a show.
Yeah. I mean, maybe what we might do too, because a lot of people do join after the stream as well, like starts a little bit. So a lot of you guys are having chats in the stream. So maybe I might start about 7:10, 7:15, 7:45 once everyone's joined and start reading them out from there because you're all sort of new then. Anyway, we've got Matt Cato at the bottom, D40. I would say Soddit, Clark Strudwick, and just a few at the bottom there, guys. JSO AR15 as well, Prestige Blasters. Yeah. Santee TV. Where's our buddy? Sorry if we haven't seen old tech support. I haven't seen tech support this week yet. No, maybe he's commented above.
I've seen quite a few new people here, which is fantastic. Always good to see. Well, we still got to top our one we got a few weeks ago, Jason, didn't we? For 10,000 people watching. That was amazing that week. So we've still got to bust that
same record. Time afterwards, downloads.
Yeah. Within 2 days, I think it was. 2 or 3 days, we got 10,000 people watch the live stream. And that was from a win that the NSC got for us. We actually won a rifle back they tried to ban.
Yeah, well, people are saying they love the roll call. Roll call is the tits, according to Salty Skippy. Roll call is good as it doesn't go too long. Yep, Jacob Ford, I'd probably agree with that. So maybe we'll let Aaron dictate how long. I mean, it's difficult for me to say when I'm actually reading it out, how it doesn't feel that long. But, yeah, and we've also got our buddy Pat, West Covina Dodge, who was on our live stream again a couple of weeks ago. Really top fella there, talk from California. Really nice fella.
Yeah, exactly. There's something from our friend Mick. Don't forget our Patreon supporters. I never, ever forget you guys. You're awesome. But, man, I don't know about you, Jace, but, well, I do because we talk about it all the time. what's happening with our shows. And my Patreon's gone down to nothing. I've had 2 more people cancelled today, so I don't even break the $200 mark a month. That's not even a third that it cost me to make a gun review.
Yeah, set a countdown timer through Streamlabs for the roll call. Neil Constance now likes the roll call, so mate, you guys are going to have the roll call. That's it, okay?
Yeah.
Shout outs as tops. It shows your gratitude and respect to the listeners, but truly feelings are mutual. Yep, that's Debbie Papadopoulos. Thank you, Debbie. Great to have Debbie in. It's good to see some females in the chat. Really, really good. We've got Andy's missus, Daniel Andrews' missus in the chat as well, so great to see. Sorry if we don't call her missus, wife, partner, girlfriend, de facto. I don't know what you guys want to call it, but, partners, let's just say that. So we can cover all the bases.
Yeah, exactly. Who do we have here? Thank you so much for all the super chats, guys. I brought them up as the roll call was going. Really do appreciate it. Red Belly Black Productions and Media. Doing really well, guys. Awesome stuff. Thank you so much, Red Belly Black. Actually, I've got a few Red Belly Blacks here. I'm just about to snake proof a shed next week. Yeah, I've had a whole bunch of them, baby Red Belly Blacks, in my shed all over my tools. So I took the day off work because I just shut the shed up and walked out.
Yeah, man, it's coming to that time of year. They're certainly getting out as well. Welcome everyone. It's good to have you in the chat. Hopefully being good. Someone Tom just said he finally bought himself a 308. So well done, Tom. Good stuff. Thank you, Tom. Buying a good 308, one of the popular calibers. We won't say what type. We won't say what type of gun because Aaron will get flustered and start breaking out in hives. So we won't say what he bought. But congratulations, Tom.
Shooting Stuff Australia loves skipping my super chats. Epic Fly. Honestly, I'm sorry. It hasn't shown up here at all.
I can't see anything. Oh no, he did. Sorry, I've got it. Sorry, it just we must have been yakking too much and disappeared at the top. So Epic Flyer said, I agree. Queensland is the best of all states. Yeah, okay. And territories, just that it doesn't allow public land hunting. 50 cow or suppressors. Bugger. Yeah, I found it. Sorry, God, must have disappeared while I was doing the roll call, Epic Flyer. So we are sorry for that. We do like to read all of them. So they do. Just let us know in the comments. If I'm scanning through all the time. So if something gets missed, please do let us know so we can make sure we give courtesy where courtesy is due. You guys are trying a bit of cash Aaron's way. So, it certainly does help.
Yeah, it normally comes up at the top of the screen, but I have noticed sometimes I do miss. Very rarely, but sometimes I do. But thank you so much, Epic Flyer, for that. We know you're a great supporter of the show. Thank you so much. Who else we got here? We can talk. We'll take a few questions, shall we, Jason, before we get into the answers. This is something I'm going to try. Throw some mothballs, and snakes hate the chemicals and lick off. Don't let the pets get them, though. I got no pets. I'm the only animal on this property, apart from the snakes. No pets. So, I have heard the mothballs. A friend of mine said, the mothballs do work really well. But, they're expensive. So I went to go buy some.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the snakes are getting around. Just watch out if you're out in the field. Get your gaiters on. Take it easy. Don't sit on certain logs, or at least check before you sit on a log. You don't want to get bitten on the torso or the main part of the body, legs and arms. A bit if you don't want to get bitten, but if it did, better be on your extremities than on your torso. So, or your ass or neck or anything bad like that, where it's very very hard to stop the flow. So, just take it easy out there. They're certainly going to be out. I've seen pictures already, and little bastards just won't quit, Like, how did we get it? You go to New Zealand, there's none of that. There's no snakes. Maybe there's some small spiders, but there's nothing you got to worry about. Nothing.
Yeah, no. They have found some snake skins there. A few snake skins. I'm not on YouTube. I can't see the YouTube channel right now. 16 fucking whinging poos now. We've got 16 thumbs down already.
I'm having a look. 17. Yes. Well done. Great. If you were
Jeez.
angry from last week, must be the same accounts from last week. So thank you very much. We're doing something right. We're definitely doing something right when you got to bring in if they're wasting time on our channel. So, or
And
Aaron's.
here's some good news for you. Andy's going to up his Patreon to you, Jason, because
Yes.
apparently I'm not sharing.
Yes, exactly. Well, he did give you the shout out earlier, so it's all good. But
No,
anyway,
sharing money,
maybe we'll you can one last super chat there, and then we'll.
John Nolo Huddleston, super sticker. Thank you very much for the donation, Jono. We really do appreciate that.
Yeah, and Red Belly Black is David, nice fella too. So I know David actually. I just was gone blank there for a second. I was just reading. I said Red Belly Black, it's David, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it was. So I know because we did some stuff back many years ago, me and David, with when public land hunting was banned in New South Wales, probably around. Geez, what would it have been? Probably 2014-ish, around 2013, 2014, maybe late 2014-ish. I can't exactly remember. But it was around that time, and it was when Barry O'Farrell was in charge, and we did a bit of media stuff. He did a bit of filming, put together a great video, which was good. So, yeah.
Yep. Well, here's an interesting one from Andrew. Andrew said, prominent New Zealand Polly said Tasmania is just a shittier version of New Zealand. I've been anti-New Zealand ever since. Yeah, I don't know. All of New Zealand's pretty damn shit, if you ask me. I didn't leave New Zealand in my 20s because it was a fantastic place to live. I left because it's a fucking hellhole. That's all it is, a violent, disgusting hellhole.
It's not. My parents went there. They just reckon it was quite nice. Probably looks-wise, travelling and so forth, holidays.
I didn't get this beautiful bent nose because it's a lovely place.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, you rubbed a few people the wrong way, no doubt.
Oh, yeah, maybe, but they might have rubbed me the wrong way.
Anyway,
yeah. So, no, it's this thing we said before, Jason. When Port Arthur happened, right in New Zealand, it was such a non-event in the world. I never even heard of it. Never knew about it. Never even heard in New Zealand a single thing about it. Didn't know Port Arthur had even happened until I came here. I came here thinking, oh yeah, better carry on shooting, might buy some more semi-autos and get into it. And before I knew it, where's the semi-autos over here? This is a bit backwards, this country. And then I found out about Port Arthur, which was about 3 years after it happened. So in New Zealand, it was a non-event. We didn't even know about it.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, before we get into our thing, do the advertisers, and then we'll get straight into the news articles. This one's very interesting.
Yeah, well, we'd like to, of course, thank the NSC, who have been a major supporter of the channel for a long time. Well, if you know, they are your genuine reason to get your rifle license here in Queensland, New South Wales, and Victoria. They do great work. As you know, they are fighting gun laws. And as we said, the big video we did was about the NSC, that we got over 10,000 views on it, of the live stream. They actually won back one of the banned guns in WA, of all places. They caved in because the NSC were the only ones who had the balls to put up the fight. They got the guns back, which was really good to see. So at least if you join up with them, unlike other organisations, you actually see your money going to work. They've got 2 barristers on the books, and they are representing shooters. And a lot of them, you get free representation. If you have troubles with your gun license, they will go in and bat for you, give you letters, recommendations, and if it ever came to it, they will help you out by giving you a lawyer to go into court and win your case, hopefully. So I don't see anyone else doing that. So definitely go join the NSC. And the other one is OSA Importers, who are the importers of Hornady, Sierra. What else they do? They do Sauer, my favourite rifles, Mauser, Blaser, Zeiss, Nico Sterling, Ridgeline Clothing. Definitely go and have a look at their products. Once again, they support this show, so you guys should go support them. And they've been great supporters of the show in the past, and nice company to deal with. So that everyone's link is down below, so you can go and click on that and see what they do.
While you're bringing up the article, Matt said no jobs in New Zealand. Salty Skippy said it's run by Commie Horsehead in New Zealand. Tube User C1 says more Kiwis work in mining in WA than actually live in NZ. NZ equals great nature, but a crap society, says Probing. I don't know. You have to ask Aaron. He lived there. So he's just an import, mate. He's a import, so transplant. So fortunately, he will never, ever be Australian.
Well, I gave up my New Zealand passport and got an Australian passport.
Are you a citizen or are you just a permanent resident?
No, I became a citizen the day I
could. No.
Live in a country, should become a citizen of that country. I even gave up my European Union passport and my New Zealand passport to become an Australian citizen.
Wow. Anyway, getting back to, if you haven't joined the NSC, you should be, because they've been doing some good things, at least trying their best. You know, that's all we can ask for. So join if you haven't joined them. Yeah. Why haven't you joined them? Let us know in the comments. Yeah. You got to, they need money to be able to, continue this good fight. Imagine if they had the funds of other organizations. Wouldn't that be exciting?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, let's get into our news article, I think.
Oh, here we go. Here's a funny one. Aaron's pinky toe is more Australian than Penny Wong's entire family.
Ooh, hang on. Also, Aaron Johnson. Aaron equals more Australian than Jason. ... Absolutely not, Aaron. Absolutely not.
There we go. Bloody oath.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Don't worry, guys. I will never abandon my countrymen.
Right. Is that because years ago he used to have the cockatoo on the video going on the thing? God, that was annoying. I'm glad you got rid of that, man. I
hated it. I absolutely hated it. Kept telling Marty, get rid of the bloody thing. Did not like it.
Anyway, it's all good. Let's get straight into it.
Oh, here's another good one from Probing. I know more about firearms than most Australian pros. I don't know about that, but yeah, I'm pretty damn knowledgeable and intelligent.
Just Probing, please stop. The last thing this guy needs is an ego further to stroke his ego, please.
We've got a super chat from our friend Neil. There we go. Thank you very much, Neil. Thumbs down, get off. Yeah, no. I don't mind the thumbs down, to be honest, because it's quite funny, because at least we know we're doing our job right. We're upsetting the fuds.
Exactly.
But we banned 3 people last week. If you missed it, you can get on there. You'll see the 3 people that we banned. Pretty sure it was 3 people. It's at least 2. So, yeah, no trolls tonight, though. We haven't got anyone for the court of public opinion tonight to get them banned or stay. We normally open up to you guys. You guys decide whether they go or stay, unless they really are just complete shitheads. We just get rid of them anyway.
Yeah, exactly. It was quite fun. You guys are the, like judge. You guys are Judge Dredd. What was it? Judge, jury, and executioner. So it's up to you guys. You guys get to pick whether they stay, or go.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you are the law.
The night is still young.
Yeah. Come on, trolls. I know you're out there.
Let's get into it.
Yes, exactly.
Got to keep you on track, man.
So, this is a real interesting one. Charges dropped against WA military collector John Bunt after machine gun blueprint found. Well, blueprint is something they don't make anymore. I've been in the building industry for 30-odd years, and I've never seen a blueprint. That's something that is from the 50s and 60s. They don't do it on blue paper anymore. A retired accountant accused of doomsday prepping and planning to build his own machine gun has charges against him dropped after police admitted he was just a collector. So hang on. So they say here, retired accountant, yep, accused of doomsday prepping. Why would you accuse him of that? It's not illegal, is it, to buy a couple of extra bags of rice?
Yeah, and canned food, and he was planning to build his own machine gun. So hang on, did he have the blueprints? How would they know he was planning on building a machine gun? So just because he had the plans, is that? But I mean, a lot of people have plans for schematics and certain types of war memorabilia and things like this. I mean, how can they say just because he had a pair of blueprints, he was planning on making his own machine gun? I mean, again, this is what happened. 7 News crap article. you know, you don't know who to believe on this situation because it seems a cock up by the media. It seems a cock up by WA police. Anyway, continue.
Yes, it definitely is. Gannington detectives raided John Bunt's home in June, uncovering 12 rifles. Jesus, is that all? Thousands of rounds of ammunition and detailed World War II blueprints for a submachine gun. So I take it it's the Owens, probably something like the Owens machine gun that you can make out of stuff you buy from Bunnings, because that's how it was invented. It was actually invented by a plumber in his garage. So,
this just gets worse and worse, man, because there's one part here, guys, that you're going to find just mind-boggling. It's so simple, but you'll see.
So, World War II blueprints. So, hang on. Well, I'd love to know, and there's no pictures of the blueprints here, but you buy those yellow books at any gun store. I know here in Queensland we can buy them, and they're from all sorts of rifles you can get. And it has the whole breakdown, schematics, every single part, everything. They're like $10, and they have the history of the gun. Maybe they're calling that a blueprint, because I know most shooters buy them, those little yellow books. I've got a few. I have to find them.
But again, I know in New South Wales, they did make it a couple of years ago, guys, 3 to 4 years ago. Correct me if I'm wrong. They did make 3D printing blueprints illegal. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I remember us talking about it on the podcast. But again, I'm not sure of these specifics of what's happening in WA in regards to having blueprints in your possession. But I know in New South Wales, definitely, they outlawed 3D printed blueprints. I mean, again, I don't see the difference of, having the blueprints. If you haven't printed the gun, it doesn't mean you're going to print the gun. You might have just wanted to look at it. Who knows? I mean, it's just ridiculous to say that because you have something, you're going to do something else.
They banned the actual files. They haven't downloaded the actual files of it. So that makes you do it. I think it's a big difference having files compared to having just a rough World War II sort of drawing. So you could draw something up on a napkin or something, and you can get done. Oh, this guy's going to build a machine gun because he drew it on a bit of paper. His 5-year-old drew a machine gun. Oh, they must be thinking of making machine guns. It's just ridiculous.
And curiosity is not illegal. Curiosity.
Yeah, it's one thing about thinking about building a machine gun, which probably 95% of the population has thought about, compared to actually doing it. It's not illegal to think about it. It's only illegal to build it. That's it. At a press conference, police showed that cache of seized military-grade weapons and ammunition, calling it a significant haul. So here it is. Sorry, guys, I can't enlarge it. So
don't forget the catch. The catch at the end is just going to make you laugh, guys.
So here's a whole heap of stuff. Here's some old powder, like that's ancient powder. That I've got a couple of those old cans. They're empty. So that's like 50, 60 years old powder. That's definitely, I've seen those old plain cardboard boxes. They're old. A few crates. Look like they crammed them all on a small table to make it look like it's more than what it really is. A couple of old rifles up here. I can't exactly make out what they are. What's that? That could be an under and over there. I'm not too sure. But that's the entire stretch of it all. The 73-year-old pleaded guilty to possessing the ammunition and not storing it correctly, and was fined $1,500. Being an accountant, that would be a drop in the hat for him, because I know how much accountants bloody charge. If he did my tax return, he could have paid his fine. In court, this lawyer, his lawyer...
You're missing the most important part, man. You missed it totally. Go up right there. Above it, that last one. On Friday in court, police dropped all weapons charges because the guy had a license.
Yeah.
They got a significant haul. Well done, of legally attained firearms. How did that come out in court that it was legal to have these firearms and he had a license? So what a haul did you get? What a haul of legal licensed firearms. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, it does get better as well, actually, later on, because I know what it's going to say.
When they got the haul that you thought they would have established, that he had a license and it was okay for him to have these firearms. Hence the reason why he got these. I think if I read the thing correctly, he ended up getting his firearms back and all charges were dropped.
Well, you thought they would have even known before they even decided to do a raid. So what were they really raiding for? That's the thing. Obviously not legal firearms. What are they raiding for? You know, he's a prepper. So what? He wants to stock up on some food and stuff. On Facebook this week, they came out and said people who can their own food and vegetables, grow and can your own food, are now regarded as extremists. Like, for God's sake.
Hang on a minute. Let's say one thing too. Does that make people that ran into Coles and Woolworths preppers? Because I saw a video today. I think it was Hurstville, either Coles or Woolworths. It's over, the Cityway on Western Sydney, and everything was sold out. So everyone was buying everything, canned foods, fresh foods, you name it, toilet paper. There was basically nothing on the shelves. So, I mean, are they preppers too? What's going on here? I mean, that's probably just stupidity, but I mean, why does it have a negative connotation if people just think, oh, let's just stock up on a bit of food and necessities just in case something bad happens? Not bad as in, pandemic stuff. You got some extra foods there to be able to rely on.
Yeah, I always try and have 3 to 4 weeks worth of food in my house. So I'm not going to starve if I can't be bothered going to the supermarket. The 73-year-old pleaded guilty. We said that, $1,500 fine. In court, his lawyer, Ross Williamson, said Blunt had no criminal history and was a long-term, so they must have known about this, collector, and had extensive library of historical military items. The ammunition found was around 100 years old, and some of it was still in its original box. To Mr. Blunt, whose life has been blameless, it never really occurred to him what he was doing would get him in trouble. But at the end, it really didn't get him in trouble because it was all legal, apart from the way he stored some of the ammunition.
And let's not forget, in most countries, that's not illegal in 90, even in New Zealand, that's not illegal in 90% of countries. You know what I mean? So to throw the shotgun in the back with ammunition. So we need to get real here about, might be legal here, but in many other countries, that's not illegal.
Yeah, it could have been the room he had it in. But then again, in WA, I'm pretty sure for anyone in WA, they have a thing of spent ammunition is also regarded as ammunition. So if you have some spent rounds on the floor, you can lose your gun license over it because the brass is regarded as ammunition. So,
well, no one's really surprised, are they? I mean,
yeah, exactly. He added that the media coverage at the time, including a helicopter hovering over Bunt's home, was disgraceful and bizarre. And had caused his client embarrassment. Well, it would. You got all your neighbours looking in, haven't you? Going, oh, well, what's the accountant up to? Maybe they thought it's like the accountant, the Ben Affleck movie, where he was a mercenary. Maybe that's what he thought he was. They're getting a movie mixed up with real life.
Yeah, I know. This is insane. This is insane.
But you look at his photo here, walking out of the court. He's walking out like a boss, so like, yeah, WA police, I fucked you. I won. Give me my guns back.
I mean, they'll probably say, well, he did something wrong because he stored the ammunition incorrectly, which is true. But again, like I said, in a lot of countries, that's just not the case. It's just not the case. We don't, make sure, again, we always say store your ammunition, according to the regulations, follow all the laws as they sing. But again, we've got to get back to reality that storing ammunition in most countries is not the norm like that. Most of them might put it in a case or anything just so it doesn't get stolen. But most people will just, in these countries, will just chuck it on the ground, chuck it in a box, sit it in their garage, whatever it might be. So, again, we've started to normalize very, very silly laws. We've started to normalize it. Of course, me and Aaron always say follow those laws. We never tell you to break any laws in regards to fight because you want to be able to keep your firearms. So, and the way to do that is to not commit any offenses. But it's funny how they said they've got a haul of guns. And then all of a sudden, oh, no, but he's licensed, so it was no problem. So really the only thing that could get him on was some unsecured ammunition, which, as we know, again, in 95% of countries is not a crime.
And how was it? I'm not saying how it was unsecured. As I said, spent ammunition in WA is regarded as ammunition. Did he have some empties out that he was going to be reloading? Some empty
Well,
cases.
but it said there he had the whether it was that ammunition, it was that old 100-year-old ammunition, so it hadn't even been shot. So who knows, even if it would shoot, being that old. But again, it's not the point. I mean, you just thought they would have done the necessary. I mean, again, but who do you believe here? You don't know who to believe because 7 News probably don't have all the information either. And they take photos of all these guns saying it's a significant haul. I mean, look at the photo up on the screen, and it's just he's a licensed law-abiding shooter collector. So. Yeah. What are you taking photos of? What, a guy's legal guns that it's just it's silly. It's silly.
And look at these scary red tags on them that they've put
on.
Yeah,
like, hang on. This is a massive haul. Holy shit, he's a licensed shooter. What are we going to do now?
And what has it got here? It's got all target rifles by the looks of it. So, I mean, hardly AR-15s or anything.
West Covina Dodge said, did he get the guns back? Yes, he said he was able to store the ammunition, provided he stored it again and things. So, yeah, you've got his guns back. Otherwise, if your gun license was gone, he wouldn't have even been able to have the ammunition. So it says the magistrate has allowed Bunt to keep the ammunition as long as it's licensed and properly stored, acknowledging that Bunt posed no threat, but was rather satisfying a collector's curiosity. So, again, all this, seizing all these guns, it would have cost him a fortune in fees to have them stored at the gun shops or wherever he was storing it. It's cost him a lot of money, all because he was a licensed law-abiding firearms owner. And people say, well, he, didn't follow the law by, having the ammunition stored. Okay, I mean, if you're really going to see that as it's a victimless crime at the end of the day. I mean, who's going to get their hands on the gun? It was in his house. It never got taken. So again, it's just another law to trip people up on.
Yeah, exactly. It's just ridiculous. So yeah, well, I'm just glad he got off. Man, it would be good to actually get him on the show, wouldn't it, and talk about his whole experience. Now he's a free man.
I mean, we just can't normalize behavior that really in other countries is not a problem. It is as it is here. So like we said, follow as it is here. That's what we always recommend, you know what I mean? But again, I just want to put that into perspective of what's happening in other countries. I mean, they just throw the gun in the back and throw the ammo with it. It's not a big deal. I mean, and again, people say, well, you have to do that. Okay, well then tell me one time, at least recently, since the gun laws, where someone has been transporting a firearm from A to B to the gun shop to the range or whatever it may be, someone's got access to said gun and said ammunition and then gone out and killed someone. I don't know any off the top of my head. I don't think there's any, but, people have normally got their guns stored away in their vehicle safely, out of view from the general public, in gun bags, and there's never really been a problem. And certainly hasn't resulted in the death of someone that I can recall anyway. So if someone knows anyone, let us know. I don't think so.
Yeah, no, I've never heard anything like that. Here's our friend JR, and thank you for all you guys that have been bringing them up as we're speaking for the super chats. I really do appreciate it. I don't get it from JR. I don't get it. What prompted the police to look into Mr. Bunt in the first place? Probably a nosy, horrified Karen. I agree 100%. They seem to leave that out. They leave everything important out, really, don't they? If it doesn't fit their agenda, the mainstream media. But yeah, it'd be interesting to know. Maybe it was his neighbours. Maybe he had a falling out with a friend and they were spiteful. Anything, just trump it up. The person who dobbed him in, if they trumped up what they told the police, should be charged themselves for lying to the police.
Yeah, exactly. And, it's always somebody, jaded family member, cousin, friend, uncle, wife, ex-wife, ex-husband, ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, whatever it may be. Normally it's someone that's where things normally happen. A lot of people die mostly. I mean, sometimes they are random and, they might be targeted, but they're random people that don't know each other. But most times people that kill each other know each other of some description. They're some sort of affiliation in some way, shape or form on most of those cases. So you do get a few, obviously, random attacks. That does happen. But, I mean, in general, most people know the person in some way, shape or form.
Oh, actually, I'm going to tell a funny story. It has nothing to do with guns. Exactly what you were saying. Well, when I was not long out of my apprenticeship back in New Zealand, and we're talking about how scummy and horrible New Zealand is, the guy I actually worked with who had a beef with, guy stood up to him. No one else would stood up to him, and I stood up to him, got into his face when he hassled me. He ended up killing his neighbour out of a minor dispute. Killed him and buried him in his own back lawn.
Oh, gee. Thank God you didn't end up in his back lawn too then.
Everyone was scared of him, and he abused everyone. I stood up to him when he had a go at me, and a week later he was in handcuffs and found out he'd killed his neighbour.
And Dave or Red Belly Black said, could have been just a general safe inspection. Yeah, it could have been. Absolutely, definitely could have been as well. I mean, there's a multitude of ways of these things happen. But again, like if it's the same thing. I mean, it's normal to get your affairs in order before an inspection. Common sense. I've heard crazy stories over the years of whether they're true or not, but I say some are true from the people I've spoken to where they had some sort of firearm or then they're safe and then they knew people were coming around. They just left it there and they're like, what's this doing here? Oh, this is unregistered. What happened? What? These are stories I've heard from police, and they've said, well, you knew we were coming. Why would that be in there? You know what I mean? 'Cause I remember it happened to me years ago. Quick story too. I bought an air rifle. I thought, what was it? A Stoker. I think it was a Stoker X20, and she came over. There was two of them. They were in plain clothes. Female and a male, and she goes, "Oh, we don't have that on the thing, right?" And then she on the list, and she goes, "Oh, was that registered?" And I said, "Yeah, I just bought it from the gun shop like 6 weeks ago." Oh, well, we're gonna have to, just get that serial number and take that all back and make sure it's all legitimate. I go, "Listen, I knew you were coming. You rang me. I made an appointment. Why would it still be sitting in there if I knew you were coming? If it was illegal?" Like she goes, "Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough." And obviously nothing ever happened of it because it was a legal, legitimate firearm that I acquired and it was not a problem. So this is what happens. I go, if I knew you were coming in, it was illegal, I would have just put it under my bed. I would have put it somewhere else, which you don't have access to. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I don't carry illegal guns anyway, so why would I leave it there? I mean, I'm not that stupid if that was the case.
Exactly. I've got three questions in a row. Yeah, we'll go through. Our friend Peter, cops around my way hang out near the range to pull shooters over and ask them where they come from in their car, try and get them for having unsecured firearms. It's laughable. Well, that happened years ago up a certain organisations club. There was cops there shooting, and they end up like detectives. They were shooting with these old guys, retired guys. I talked to one of them, and he was one of the ones that was entrapped. And detectives were shooting with them, got talking to these old retired guys, war stories, whatever. This was about 20, 30 years ago. And the cops left and said, "I'll see you later." They left all on good terms. And so later on, the old guys left, just pulled out of the Rangers, the gun ranges car park, and bang, lights, here are the cops. The old guys jumped out of their car. I said, they told him, "Get out of your car, please." They just hopped out of their car because I told you. Oh, hey, how you going? What's up? They checked the doors, unlocked, because they told them to get out of the car, the police. Boom, we're going to arrest you now for having unsecured firearms because you didn't turn around and lock your door when we told you to get out. And trapped them. Here they were, best of buddies, talking to them, shooting with them at the gun range an hour earlier. And they told them to get out of the car, and because they didn't lock their car when they hopped out, they got them for unsecured firearms. All these elderly retired men. Now, if that's not scummy, I don't know what is. So, Robert, I totally understand where you're coming from there.
Here we go. Colin Penfold said, he heard a father and son who ordered gel blasters. I don't know if that's in New South Wales, but anyway, He said a pizza delivery driver dobbed them in, then telling the cops they had military-style assault weapons. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, deliver your pizza and see a gel blaster and ring the cops. I mean, it makes sense, not silly, exactly. But it's just funny how all of a sudden this guy, what's his name, Mr. Bunt or whatever his name was, goes from he's got schematics or blueprints or whatever. He's a prepper. He's probably going to make a gun. Holy shit, we've got a huge weapons cache haul to, he's licensed and it's only unsecured ammunition, a $1,500 fine now.
and the cop will be in court seething, like you can just see his disdain coming out of going, "Oh fuck! I'm not going to get my promotion."
This is why stupid laws don't make sense, right? Because how much did it cost the state to prosecute that guy for $1,500? He would have spent thousands on lawyers, right? The state barristers, or I guess local court, whatever it would have been solicitors, some sort of DPP prosecutor, thousands. There's probably maybe you'd have to say probably maybe, with incidentals, both lawyer fees, time, judges, their time, the Crown's time, probably $100,000, let's say 75 to 100 grand on input of this for what? $1,500. Like, it's just stupid, man. Get rid of these stupid laws. If the WA police are listening, you guys should be wanting to get rid of these stupid laws, because how is this helping the community? It's ridiculous, and we need to change those laws, because for $1,500, really, it's really not worth pursuing. It's just lowball stuff, like absolute lowball.
Yeah, exactly. So, the money would be horrendous. That's for sure.
Like, for what? $1,500? Oh, but the law's the law. You got to make a case for what? What? $75,000, $100,000? I mean, how much would it cost realistically when you advocate all incidentals, time, insurances? It's not just judges. It's buildings. It's air conditioning. It's insurances. It's superannuation. It's electrical. It's buildings. It's leasing. It's government-owned buildings. I mean, how much money really, when you break it down, is in getting $1,500 back? It's just, I'm sorry, guys, it's just crazy. It's just, we need to get rid of these just bloody stupid laws that just don't make any sense. It's going to make our lives easier. I mean, it's going to make the police lives a lot easier, I think. Why they would want to promote silly laws just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, let us know what you guys think now that we've finished that. We'll put your comments up in the chat. Let us know what you think. Are we off the mark? Are we wrong? Do you agree with us? Give us some feedback.
So, Tankminster, going back to my neighbour, my work guy I worked with who killed his neighbour, Aaron drove him crazy. Well, no, because there was another part of that story. So where we had the fight at the pub, and I stood up to him and went toe to toe with the guy. He was a huge Maori guy. He was he was big. Yeah, like the Hulk Buster. But I just don't back down to people, because people don't really scare me that much. He said we had a minibus. The boss hired a minibus thing, picked everyone up. We pulled up to his house. His little kid would have been 4 or 5 years old, walked out and said, "Oh, Dad's coming." And the kid just stood there going, "Oh, that's cool. Thank you very much." He goes, "Oh, my dad killed the neighbour the other day." And we all sort of laughed it off, going, "Oh, okay, ha, ha, ha. Yeah, okay, all right." There's no, dad killed the neighbour. And then the kid just walked off. And then a week later, after I had a fight with him, the kid was right. Don't know how the kid found out, but he actually had killed his neighbour.
Interesting. So when Bushranger says, is anyone else stuck on 144p? No, if you just refresh the page, Bushranger, it should be fine if you refresh the page. I think standard is 720p. Aaron said this interesting thing. Wasting taxpayers' money means nothing to cops. They love it. Well, that would be sad if that was the case. And they're probably not worried about using taxpayers' money, which is disappointing. We've got to get some accountability back.
It's not their money, so who cares? We've got this one here from JR. Fuck you, Aaron. Why? Tell us why. What have I done wrong, JR?
JR is one of our regulars, isn't he?
Yeah.
JR has been here since the beginning. What did we do, JR? Let us know.
Yeah,
super chat? Was it a super chat we missed?
Yeah, I just read out. It's super chat.
Maybe he refreshed or something at the same time. I don't know. So Acme says here, government legal costs are fixed. The compensation wins against the police are variable. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think he wouldn't have had to pay their costs, because he's not taking them to court and losing. Is that right? So that's as far as I'm aware. But anyway.
Yeah, no.
Someone said, CG said, Jason, the cost of the raid and the police helicopter and court costs could potentially be hundreds of thousands of dollars for a $1,500 fine. Yeah, we forgot about the helicopter, exactly. And the raid, police resources, paperwork, absolutely. All goes into the hourly rate. Yeah, that hourly rate of how many hours are spent on this, how much money, how much fuel in that chopper, how much was the chopper worth,
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
Oh. There we go. JR's not angry.
Because you stood up to a murderer. Yeah. Yeah, I reckon I got off scot-free, unlike his neighbour. I wasn't going to back down to a piece of human garbage like this guy. Jimmy was his name. Jimmy.
Yep. JR got us good. Got us good.
Yep.
The funny guys become the funnier, you know?
Yep,
The jokesters become the joke, or the jokers become the jokees. Is that the word? That's how I think it works.
Yeah.
You pulled a Swifty on us, old JR. Nice work, JR. Got to give you credit where credit's due, sir.
You got us. The chopper to bust blueprints. Yeah. I still want to know what these blueprints are because, as I said, I've been in the building industry for 30-odd years, and I've never, ever come across a blueprint. That's an American thing back in the 50s. And I know when I've worked with American architects and that, in my job, they don't use blueprints anymore.
Yeah, but I would assume schematics are the makeup and parts of a firearm, but the blueprints would be the dimensions, and wouldn't it be? Is that correct? On how to make it, as in, dimensions, what you need, the manufacturing process, where the schematics aren't the manufacturing process. The schematics are parts, part numbers, breakdowns, pins, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, basically like a piece-by-piece breakdown, not like actually how to actually chuck this, to go, I need this part this long, this, whatever,
Yeah, exactly. But then again, so what? You didn't make it. You didn't break the law, did you? So you didn't make it. You didn't make it. You didn't break the law. Yeah.
Who else we got here? Bushranger said he had an exploded parts view diagram. Well, I wouldn't say that's a manufacturing then. Definitely would. I mean, hey, how did you know that? Is that Bushranger? Yeah, how did you know that? Did it say it in the article? Sorry if we missed that part of it. It must have been in the article, or you saw another article. Let us know in the comments. We'd love to find that out. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that wasn't in the article. But those books you buy, the yellow books on all the guns from any gun store here in Queensland, you can buy them for like $10. They have the exploded parts and the part numbers for every single gun.
Yeah, exactly. It's, man, again, someone had blueprints. So what? Unless they're actually manufacturing a firearm, again, why waste money on court? Again, waste our money. Oh, you had a thing. Oh, wow. Even the same thing, it's illegal to have the 3D printing stuff in New South Wales. Like, I mean, if they're not manufacturing it, like, what's having it make any difference? I mean, really, it's just stupid. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, we're going to get back to common sense laws, common sense reasoning, and unfortunately, Australia lost that a long time ago.
And here's a good one. I've got one in my gun room. Am I going to get rated for blueprints? You have to be careful. One of those cleaning gun mats. They have the guide guns. They have the exploded diagram and part numbers of all the firearms. I think I've got one from 1911 I brought from the gun shop. You've seen them, haven't you, Jason?
Which one was that one?
Cleaning gun mat.
Oh, yeah, those. Yeah, the little schematic on it, yeah.
I'll bring one up.
Here we go. Mick Carter said he went to the police station here in country New South Wales to pick up his brother's 30-30. That this gun mad cop had put an ACOG style sight on for him. Okay. He just handed it to me outside the front of the police station. Okay. What was it, covered? I hope so. Don't want to, people get alarmed these days on the, sight of some sort of firearm. So,
yeah, jeez. Here we go. Here.
Yeah, people say schematics, blueprints, plans. It's really the same thing. Engineering drawings. Yeah. I mean, really, it's all the same, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you playing? Something's playing there in the background.
Yeah, I just stopped. I'm finding this for the WA police because we know how stupid they are. Here we go.
John Kerslake, while you're looking at that, under the definition of extremist, any of us could be described as that if you store ammunition or reload. Well, I'm a reloader. So, yeah, so is Aaron. So is probably a few people on the stream watching right now.
Well, talking about storing ammunition, here in Queensland, we got the ammunition falls underneath the Explosives Act. Well, the Explosives Act, don't take this. I'm no lawyer. I haven't read it for a long time, but it used to say, so do not do what I'm about to tell you. Do not do it. It says all ammunition and gunpowder must be stored in an open room on a shelf, not locked in the case, because if there's a fire, it'll act as a powder keg with pressure and level your house. Must be stored on an open shelf in an open room. But the Firearms Act that the police go by says it must be locked up in a container, which then acts as a huge powder keg bomb in a house fire. So yeah, just ridiculous. It's contradictory.
Well, I'm reading one here. I'll change it up a little bit just for purposes of things. It says the left want to defund the police, and we saw them in America, burning down police stations and so forth, and endorsing those policies. Right? We saw that in Victoria with BLM. That your cops are on their knees, but I mean those people hate them. They want to defund them. So the people that really would be supporting them, i.e., shooters with the right treatment towards shooters, treating us properly, we'd probably be, more supportive of the police. But they're sort of supporting the people that can't stand them and want to defund them. It's a great point by Probing. Yeah, very good point. Very good point.
Yep, exactly. So does this make all of us criminals having one of these gun mats here? What's that? Is that Sematics? You can buy these at any gun shop in Australia. This is an AR-15 one, is it? And you can get that at any gun shop here in Australia. Is that no? And look they have all the parts listed and everything. So does that make you a criminal as well?
Yeah, interesting. CG says, bring up the WA again. I've not looked at this one, but just saw your comment just now. But WA Firearms Act Section 7, the governor can make all dealers, armourers, and manufacturers hand in their firearms and ammo whenever he deems fit. So yeah, well, we did see not exactly that, but we did see the closed gun shops, for that couple of months there. Remember early to mid last year, which was interesting. And then all of a sudden things got worse. Now we've got thousands of cases in New South Wales and hundreds in Victoria, and they haven't done the same thing. So why did they do that in the first place? Again, stupidity. This all just seems normal to the average person, but yet it eludes most of these politicians.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. But do you think these guys have learned from their lessons? I don't. I think they'll just keep doing crap like this. I don't think they've learned from their lesson. They got made fools of basically in court.
Wombat says the problem with common sense is not that common these days. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and Epic Fly here says it's sad to know that the majority of average Australians fail to understand the guns are legal to own in this country. Blame the media for that. Yeah, exactly. And same with a lot of people overseas. The amount of comments that I get on videos and personal messages from people overseas was, I thought they banned all guns in Australia.
Yeah. Cracker said things that were once legal, now outlawed, making criminals of innocent men. Exactly. You keep making laws and making everything illegal. Eventually we saw that with Minister Elliott here in New South Wales. He pretty much does whatever he wants and is never held accountable. Then when people approach him in the street, like we saw a couple of weeks ago, he gets the goon squad on to him within a couple of hours of that guy posting the video to Facebook. You can't even ask your elected officials now questions. When he thought he wasn't being recorded, he answered a lot of questions, but as soon as he goes, "Oh, are you recording?" Yeah, he goes, "Oh, I'm not interested in talking anymore. I'm going." And then the guy just started walking with him, asking him questions, and that's apparently now stalking and intimidation. It's like, man, can you even talk to people now? Can you even ask your elected politicians questions? I mean, he gave a bit of a mouthful at one stage, but I mean, okay, so they've got to expect that people are going to this one's attacking the guy, swearing at someone else, and you're a bit of an arsehole. That's now illegal, and stalking and intimidation. Well, mate, Jesus Christ, you can't talk to anyone now.
Yeah, exactly. And here's an interesting one, because I was talking about this guy. I'll just say on Friday night, guys, I'm going to be on Kim Vuga's live stream. It's going to be on Facebook. I'll put all the links up to that. We're going to talk about gun laws and guns and what's happened in the last couple of years with guns and COVID. Kim has the party Love Australia or Leave It, the only party that comes out and says we want to get rid of all the NFA. Let's get rid of it all and bring back semi-autos, and let's get rid of everything and start fresh before 1996. So she's purely pro-gun. I actually helped her write her firearm policy years ago. Lovely lady. She is awesome, from Townsville. she's sort of like Pauline Hanson on steroids, but not as
Be
famous.
nice if she could actually get some support, and actually get a bunch of people elected, but it hasn't happened for her so far, unfortunately.
No. And things we're saying what Scott Morrison has done behind the scenes about small parties. He wants to wipe them all out, so there's only Labor and Liberal left. As they're now saying about every year you got to get your party. The electoral board will check the parties. It used to be 500 people. You got to fill out the forms. Now it's 1,500 people, and people just don't do it. So he's trying to boost that Scott Morrison wants to get rid of all the small parties, she was saying.
Yeah, here we go. A very good one. Sorry, but I've got a good one here because I want people to, while we've got the last 20 minutes of the show, Ray Thomas said, here we go, when are legal Australian firearms owners going to actually start fighting back over this sneaky, woke, bureaucratic, misrepresented firearms laws? Well,
how do we fight back? That's what I want to know.
What can we do? At the end of the day, we've got organisations. I mean, with NSC trying on limited resources, they can only do what they can do. The other organizations, some of them, a lot of them don't have the big money except for a certain one or two. So, and you've seen them in the past have not done anything to represent shooters. They're punching out emails about, what do they call them again? Those things, those petitions, e-petitions. Who don't do anything. You don't do a single goddamn thing. Instead of spending hundreds of thousands on crap, how about start fighting for guns? But we've let it get this way. We have. I think it's not necessarily our fault, as in shooters, but we've let our organisations get away with far too much. We've allowed them to get away with not advocating for us. And the typical she'll be right Australian attitude, which unfortunately has done us a major disservice over the years. And again, we need to get the organisations, you're quitting ones that aren't working for you and joining ones that are, so they can build up into, big, resourced up organisations to hopefully start doing something. And hopefully we'll be saying this about the NSC, whether we're still doing this show that long, but who knows, but, in 5 to 10 years, will we be doing a lot better than we are currently? And people will start seeing organisations kicking goals whenever they get them, whenever it's possible, and start pushing those organisations, start moving away from other organisations.
Yep, exactly. And that's what we're saying. What we're going to be talking about on Friday night on Kamvuga's live stream on Facebook is about closing the gun shops, and that was a big thing. Just instantly close the gun shops, because the reasoning they came out with was because they didn't want people hoarding guns and ammunitions, because they could stand up and fight against the government. This is all the crap they were spouting. Well, man, we even look sideways as a gun owner. They come and knock on our door, let alone saying, stand up to the government with your guns. They're going to crack down on you like no tomorrow.
I mean, I don't think he meant that. He just meant in general. Like, he's just talking about what can we do, financially, organisation-wise, political. I mean, same thing we spoke about it last week. Sorry to be, a burden of people that like certain parties. We've got our pro-gun parties spouting off national-type policies. We don't need a Nationals 2.0, guys. We need a strong pro-gun party that can get in the media and make the arguments to the media and to politicians and the general public. I don't think we've really had that since David Leinheld did brilliant. I mean, look at what happened in Victoria. We've got, sorry to Victorian guys that like the SFP. I'm really sorry. They've done some fantastic things in the past with public land hunting in New South Wales. But you've got Jeff Borman voting for the omnibus bill in Victoria. You've got him voting to shut down Parliament in Victoria. You've only got to go look at the comments on his page, on his MP page, to see people are just jack of the guy. But again, what do you expect from a former politician? Again, voting. You got the
former police officer.
Yeah, you got the Liberal Democrats guys, Tim Quilty and Dave Limbrick, out there trying to get Parliament to sit so they can debate topics, and then you got him voting with Labor. I mean, come on, man. Really, people said this years ago, and they laughed at me and certain other people for saying this stuff. Now they're all starting to come around and say, "Yeah, dude, you were pretty much right, man. We're really sorry about that." I've had people come on Patreon that I recognize the names, Aaron. I said, "Where's that name from?" But they were my enemies. I wasn't enemies with them. They just didn't like me for things I was saying. And then all of a sudden they come on and apologize to me and come on as Patreon supporters. That's happened more than once. at least 4 to 5 times over 10 years. And you write me nice emails apologizing. I said, you just got to start seeing it. You got to get the beer goggles off and start seeing it.
Oh, all I have to say is lucky you got Patreons coming on. Mine are all leaving.
Well, beside that, the point is, again, we need pro-gun people that can be out there in the media, not, when I leave Parliament, Joe Blow jumps in, that just old bearded hunters, and nothing wrong with old bearded hunters. Hey, I'll be an old bearded guy myself. But at the end of the day, we need people that are be able to be in the media and don't start breaking down at the drop of a bit of pressure, or voting with the Labor Party to shut down Parliament, or omnibus bills, or hey, sometimes you have to work with these parties. I'm not denying that. You've got to work with people to get things through. Doesn't matter whether it's Greens, Nationals, Liberals, Labor. Sometimes you have to work with these people. That's life. But, I mean, in what reality would any shooter agree with shutting down Parliament in Victoria or voting for the omnibus bill while people are going to the wall financially? It's just it's insanity. And I don't know what Jeff's thinking. It's just brain dead moronic, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I lost all time and respect after that video that's on the internet exposing all the fish and shooters guys, what they're saying in the public and the media. Basically, yeah, gun bans are good.
Like, I mean, at the end of the day, if I'm wrong, if you think it's, let us know. Hey, let us know in the comments. Well, if I'm wrong, put your comments in. If you're from Victoria, did you agree with him voting for the omnibus bill and voting to shut down Parliament so they can't have any type of debate in Victoria? Let us know in the comments. If I'm wrong, we'll put your comments up. We'll put all your comments up. Don't worry if you want to discuss in the comments.
Yep, exactly. Yes. What did McFly said here? Change Charlie. Shooting Stuff Australia. Are you going to Power Cruise, mate? No, I'm not a car person. Just no, sorry, not.
You see the way Aaron treats his cars? God, no.
Yeah, I use my four-wheel drive properly. If it's not airborne,
got things in it. It's oh my god.
If it's not getting airborne, it's not being driven properly. Yeah, no, I'm not going to Power Cruise. Not a car person. I'd rather spend my money on guns and tools and fun stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, Aaron makes a good point. Australians failed to keep any governments in check with their behaviour, basically, and we're reaping what we've all sown. That's true, man. We haven't sort of, But
then again, how do we keep them in check, dude? How do we do it? We speak up and say, hey, blah, 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 blah. No, get up them. Bang, we got a knock on the door. We're being raided.
I'm not saying it's right.
Because they're cowards. But I mean, they're cowards. They can't stand people standing up to them, asking questions. If we do stand up to them, we're going to get a knock on the door and saying you're being arrested and guns are gone for harassment and stuff. Like, for fuck's sake, you can't even talk to these bastards anymore. Look at what's happening with that Friendly Jordan and who's the other one?
Aralaro.
Aussie Cossack and all them. They are standing up and they're getting victimized.
Yeah. It's a sad state of affairs, isn't it? I mean, we just don't have it in us, not that us in general, but Australians. I mean, not that it's illegal in France, but look at France. I mean, they've been out on the streets, mate, for the last 3 months straight, every Saturday, tens of thousands of people every single Saturday. We just don't do that, man. We just don't have any guts. We don't have any guts. What can we say? And I don't blame shooters in that respect. You end up losing your gun license if you do that in Australia right now. So it's a sad state of affairs. People feel like in the shooting community, I speak to people all the time, they don't have a voice because if they do speak up or speak out or go somewhere they shouldn't or whatever it may be, they're going to lose their guns. So I get it. I do get it. It's a shit situation to be in.
And this is why I'm so against gun licenses. No one should not have a gun license. I think it's an absolute waste of time. It should just be you're a citizen, you can own a gun. We'll just do a quick check on you every time you want to buy a gun. That's it. The gun license is there is to control you and hold this sort of bullshit over your head. Oh, if you step out of line, you say something not right, your gun license is going to be gone. You don't wear that mask, your license is going to be gone. No, for fuck's sake. This is all what gun licenses are for. It's for controlling everyone.
Neil H said, see, no way. They need to open Victorian Parliament. See, and we hear this a lot. Me and Aaron talk about this one a lot. Tankmeister said they bloat the Constitution by shutting down Parliament. Everyone says this, but nobody's fighting on a constitutional level. And even if they are, the government's just pissing on the Constitution. They don't care. Judges don't care about it. Everyone keeps going, oh, Constitution. I get it. But government doesn't give a rat's about the Constitution. The police don't give a rat's about the Constitution. Judges aren't ruling on anything constitutional. Hey, that I've seen recently. It just gets, again, you're taking governments to court like they're doing of some people in Victoria. They're taking the governments to court. But what happens? Judges have been appointed by Daniel Andrews. So, sorry, people say, oh, but we live in a democratic country. The judges have to be independent. Yeah, okay, sure, yeah. I want to see. I'll be surprised if we see one on a good law case. I want to see a judge go against Daniel Andrews. So all of a sudden he doesn't get promoted anymore, does he? Sorry, I mean, again, honest. Going to court, the justice system is, compromised a long time ago, unfortunately.
Just look at who signs their paychecks, and it says it all.
Yeah, and Neil's right. Aaron is still on that same glass of whiskey, 100%. Let's because he can't drink. Let's keep going.
Okay, we got to change the subject because thank you for the donation.
He's getting pissed. he does off one glass, mate. Don't worry. Sorry, go on.
No, I don't know. Half a bottle so far. That was new before.
Oh, but dude, it's not. Dude, I saw it. It was halfway down the label before you did. Anyway, read out Crookstar's comment. Let's go. We haven't got long to go.
I opened it this afternoon. Love the show you work. Just picked up a new Tika T3 varmint. No, it's no good. In 204.
He loves them.
Can't wait to try it out. What optics would you recommend? Well, my hunting rifles, I've gone to the Zeiss V4. 204 be interesting. It's very flat, fast shooting round.
So it depends on what he varmints. So he maybe, it depends, man, what you're doing, eh? Like it's you varmint, you're not going to be walking. You might be spotlighting. If you're just spotlighting, man, anything will work, man. Depends on your price range. But heaps of there's, as Aaron said, the Zeiss. You've already gone with a fantastic gun. So, congratulations on that. But, there's heaps out there, man. Leopolds, you got Zeiss's, you've got, what else they got? Aaron, geez, I've got Night Forces, Vortexes. You got, sky's the limit, man. What's your budget?
I was talking to a friend today about this. You don't have to spend big bucks on a hunting scope because most hunting's done between 300 to 400 meters, and basically every scope, apart from the $20 eBay one sort of thing, will do the job for hunting. Will do the job. You get the difference between a $400 to $500 brand scope compared to a 1,500 brand scope. They'll say, oh, in twilight you will get just that little bit extra, another half an hour of good light. Whoop-de-doo. It's not worth another $1,000 at all in my eyes. I know.
If you need tracking for long range shooting, totally different story. But again, I've seen guys wallop, deer with $200 Nico Sterling scopes for $180, mate. I've got one of my little T1X22, a little hawk, mate. I'm shooting 150 meters with that thing, 3.950 with mil dots, with a little thing stuck to the stock, man. So I just range find. I know where to hold. Bang. 150 meters, little targets at 150. But before we go, Aaron, I've got two things because we've got to go now. Adzi, the PWC bloke, said 22 FUDs with thumbs down, but no, it's down to 15 now. So it looks like a few of our supporters have been taking the piss out of us on this show, giving us thumbs down and then changing it, you buggers. So give us the likes. We really appreciate it. If you haven't done that, thumbs up. Give us the likes. We really appreciate it. Last one from Matt Cato before we finish it. Even if we speak up and say something on here, we could possibly lose our firearms. Well, again, we don't, Aaron always said on the show, we don't agree with, saying anything bad or, committing any offenses. We say always obey the law as it stands right now until at such time we can have a result and actually change some of these laws. If that doesn't happen, well, it doesn't happen. But, again, we've got to look after each and every one of us, look after our gun licenses and do the right thing. We've always promoted doing the right thing and not breaking any laws because it doesn't do any of us any favor, just gives us a bad name. So, like I said, guys, follow laws as stated until at such time we can change them. Anyway, Aaron, finish off.
Yep, definitely. And the only way of changing them is by tonight's sponsor, getting behind the NSC. And if you want good scopes, go to OSA and find some of the brands they sell. They sell from Nico Sterling all the way up to Zeiss. And they got brands in between. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been an awesome night, a fun night, and a great conversation. So we will see you next week at 7:30 on Wednesday night. So have a very good and safe week, and we will see you then. Good night.